Welcome to another episode of the Secret Lair podcast. We got something a little different here for you today because there is like no news right now before the Kamigawa set dropping next week. So we're just going to run through a deck that we've been enjoying in Historic. We posted about it earlier on Twitter and Instagram, giving the list of people who want to give it a shot and rank up with the new season just starting. So how you doing, Steve? You want to talk about this deck a little bit or hop right into it?
Sure. Well, we'll go to the list and I'll show it to you guys. Provided Arena decides to cooperate. So this is the deck that I have been playing. This is my best of one ESPER RITES list. I've been tuning it quite a bit. I'm a big fan of Reanimator strategies, and I feel like this one, at least in the best of one genre, if you will, has the staying power. I believe it beats most of, if not all of, the tier 1 decks. I don't run into a lot of problems with it just because you have a lot of play with it and you go pretty quick. Plus, most of the best of one decks revolve around small creature strategies and like Galactic Company. So Elish Norn is pretty much just the biggest beating, as it were. So, given that it is a slow news week and whatnot, I figured let's go ahead and run this through a historic event, and you guys can kind of check it out, and I'll talk about some things. And if you have any questions, mostly just you, Dan, or listeners, go ahead and post them in the comments, and then we'll try and answer them, or I'll answer your questions as we play. Because, like I said, I've been playing this deck for a couple months now, and so I know it pretty well inside and out. The only changes that have recently happened is that I got to play with 2 Teferis now.
Yeah, which is cool. We did claim earlier on social media that this is a well-positioned deck and recommended playing it for people who are trying to rank up. So we're going to attempt to take our own advice, put our money where our mouth is, and see if we can show you that it actually is. But you know, magic. Who knows?
What
it should be fun.
I guess possibly go wrong.
Right. We're not going to record this more than once either, so this is going to go great or terrible. You're still getting it.
It's just a complete shot in the dark. Here we go. Good luck.
Yeah. Apologize to anybody who typically listens to the audio cast only. I know we have a few listeners on there. Not sure how regular they are, but this will only be on YouTube because it's very boring to listen to somebody play Arena.
I disagree. It's very exciting.
Maybe it could be great. I don't know. I thought it would be terrible listening to baseball, and I love listening to baseball games.
That's fair. All right, so we're going to keep this hand: Godless Shrine, Path, Grave, Mending, Norn, Gaze, Stitcher Supplier. Yeah. This gives you all the colors, and it allows you to set up for what is the nut draw, as it were, which is just being able to cast Priest of Fell Rites on turn 2. So initially right here, like you could lead with this pathway, but you want to lead with the Watery Grave because you want to increase your odds of being able to go black-white on turn 2.
Yeah.
Because this Gaze could lead into a Priest.
So the best draw here is to get Elish Norn in the yard and out on the battlefield by turn 3 at the earliest, turn 4.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep this Bone Shards on top. No, I'm not, because this card's not the life gain card. So we're against the blue-white life gain deck. And it's just, they try and take over the game with a overwhelming amount of cards that just say gain 1 life when you play a creature card until they gain a bunch of life.
Yeah.
Like this deck, like most of the other decks, though, just completely folds to you just having an Elish Norn in play.
Oh yeah. So is it the Angel lists where they try
to? Most of these lists aren't even playing the Angels anymore.
Oh, okay.
Most of these lists are playing just the 1-drops that gain you life, and then the 2/2. It says whenever you gain a life, you can put a counter on it.
Oh, Johnny's Pride Mate.
That one, and there's I believe it's Spirit Blessed Cleric or something like that.
Oh, okay. Just like a similar card.
This might be the Angels version because they're playing winged words, and you don't see that very often. So
yeah, not the best without flyers.
Currently, we're just trying to smooth out our draws here. hopefully find a rights and get them. Usually around this time, when your opponent sees that you pitched double Elishnorn, they start to make like they start trying to overwhelm the board or find a way around it.
That makes sense. They should realize I need to win quickly, unless they can nuke your yard. Ooh, catcher's monument.
Catcher's monument. Okay. So our next turn should be pretty golden. So gaze and step. Bin.
Todd Anderson's a catcher's list when that was in standard. Brought it to a Star City event, kind of out of nowhere. No one had been playing it ever until that weekend, and did pretty well. It was pretty cool.
This is kind of impressive. I have not gone through almost half my deck. I haven't found a way to reanimate a guy yet. But I mean,
Plan B, hard cast Hullbreaker.
Yeah, I could. But one of the added advantages to this deck is that, like, because of all of the flashback spells, you never actually get to a point where you're out of things to do.
Yeah. Like, you're not just trying to top deck, you can still try to filter.
I feel like my opponent has a mystical dispute. Oh. Snap block.
What would you rather resolve, Faithful Mending or Otherworldly Gaze?
Gaze draws you one deeper. There we go, Priest.
Nice.
Yeah, Gaze gets you one deeper, and this deck is all about velocity. So now we're actually going to try and set up for. There we go. Mill these. We're actually looking for like a Thoughtseize.
Well, you can't mystical dispute a non-blue spell.
Yeah. I feel like our opponent has something sketchy, but I mean, if it's Spell Pierce, we're fine, so it doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna go blue here, maximum blue, if you will. Yeah, let's Rites and Elishnorn into play. Ding.
Oh no. Where'd you guys
Play
go,
Priest
opponent?
fast. Yeah, Elishnorn's easily one of the most absurd cards to come to Historic.
Which, you know, was interesting choice, but I like it when they give us some of the sweet stuff from back in the day.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
So why's the Priest of Fell Rites 4/4 right now? What's going on there?
Maybe because Elishnorn's in play.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Everybody forgets about the plus text on that thing.
I do. Wow.
Opponent Wrath of Gods.
Wildly ineffective against a reanimator deck, but
yeah, it's
do what you got to do.
It's laughably bad. Again.
Does anybody play any yard hate right now in best of one?
It's pretty rare that you run into it, and you can deal with most of your yard hate usually with that Teferi. I had a couple portable holes in, but when Teferi came out, I just cut the holes entirely.
Sure.
Oh, Lyra.
Why pay the one? Oh no, it just makes it automatically. Never mind.
Yeah. Be a shame if I bounced it repeatedly with something like a Hullbreaker Horror, right?
It can't even beat an Elishnorn though.
Yeah. So I'm not setting it up right now, but there are lines where you can play Horror and then just Thoughtseize your opponent even if they have no cards on their hand, because Horror bounces the permanent.
Yeah. It's still one of the sickest cards in the set.
We're gonna go. I'm at 20, so we're just gonna put Sarah's Emissary in play. Just say creature. Opponent cannot counterspell.
Sorry, quick zoom. It's not looking good for you.
So we'll probably end step, or we can't end step mending, but we're probably going to pass through our next turn and just set up the Hullbreaker to shear up everything. Sure.
Yeah.
Whenever you gain life, you get a counter on your guys. But I'm protection from creatures, so you really don't have an out here. That's a good one too. I'm gonna hold this bone shards.
So in best of three, I've been playing best of three, the green white company combo, just because I enjoy that deck. It's fun. But people have been playing main deck Graph Digger's Cages.
Yeah, I like the idea that, like, yes, cage is kind of an issue, but you can Teferi it if you need to get your thing through. You can also Thoughtseize it. I had answers before in having portable hold, but you just don't need that as much anymore.
Yeah, I have the that 3-drop creature that exiles permanents with 4 or less from. That's like my only out to a cage if they're playing at main deck game 1. But
did I ding or did you ding? That was me. I heard a ding and I didn't know where it came from. Our opponent is currently just being angry, is what it feels like.
Probably. I can't imagine that he's
super
deliberating.
fun. This doesn't happen very often. Most people just concede, but sometimes people just rage rope you, which is, I mean, it is what it is.
I keep a book on my desk for this situation. I just read a couple pages.
This is what 2 monitors is for, man.
I have 3 monitors, but I still like to read, you know?
Okay, whatever, man.
I'm just saying it makes me feel better about their saltiness.
There we go. Opponent got big mad. Moving on. A lot of your games, like, that wasn't, for this deck on average, that was a longer game than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to find a reanimate target, which isn't the case most of the time. I kept the hand. It seemed like a decent setup. Basically, I snap keep any hand that contains priest, because a lot of people are electing to not play spot removal for said priest.
Okay.
This hand is mediocre. It's fine. You can go supplier into gaze and thoughtseize. Set you up for a turn 4. Yeah, I'm actually gonna play it slightly differently. I'm gonna lead on Hollowed Fountain to gaze because you get to set up your draws.
Yeah, we mean looking for a land.
Yeah. We're against what I think. Oh, it's mono red deck.
Old Soul Scout Mage. I haven't seen that guy in a while.
There we go. For the record, this priest is going to snap die, but that means Jengatha. So this is mono red. Oh, opponent. All right. I can't Thoughtseize myself here, which kind of sucks.
Why not?
Well, there's nothing to put.
Oh, 2 Thoughtseize, yeah.
Yeah. Had I actually thought this thing was going to live, I would have put a stop on my upkeep to cast gaze on my upkeep, but we're just going to cast it now and hope we hit. All right, we'll put all these in the bottom.
Well, you still get what, Hullbreaker Horror into play?
Yeah, I'm still going to put a Hullbreaker Horror into play.
Turn 3 seems legit.
The worst line is turn 3 Hullbreaker Horror.
I still feel like Priest of Fell Rites is grossly underrated.
Yeah, I remember the day I found this and I was like, say what? Okay, this is all right. So if I block, I'm trying to figure out like what spells I have. 3, 6. Yeah, we're just gonna block the Steam Can, I think.
I just can't imagine they would have 2 burn spells and not have killed Priest.
Even if they do have 2 burn spells, they still have to cash in 2 burn spells. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. They play with fire to me. Weird.
Yeah, they just like emptied their hand to deal you 6 damage. Oh, I guess the runaway now can.
All right. Let's place this player. Runaway really doesn't matter at this point. Like, they can have all the mana they want.
Yeah.
Missing all these land drops is pretty friggin' terrible.
Yeah. One, at least a land would have been nice.
Yeah, I think we're dead here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're dead.
Wow. Yep.
Sometimes it happens. I mean, that's the variance issue. This is what you get when you sign up for best of
Well, I was
one.
wondering, should you put the hull breaker in instead of trying to hit and then bounce like the seamkin? Or
I could have not blocked with the Hullbreaker Horror,
I mean, even
but
before like backing up even further, like because you cast the one, I don't remember the blue card trying to dig for like probably Alice Norn or something.
yeah, I was trying to dig for a better hit. That was all.
But I mean, like if we would have dropped in Hullbreaker, you could have cast that, then bounced one of their 2 creatures, and then the next turn, then we'll just bounce whatever they played, really.
Yeah. I got a little greedy with what I wanted to do there. Oh, sweet. The life gain deck strikes again. So. A lot of these decks are based around the Heliod. Yeah, this is definitely the green-white Heliod combo deck.
Which is my favorite deck still right now. I don't know why.
Blue gaze. Set of our draws here.
I want to start brewing in historic.
I did. This is what I came up with.
yeah.
I feel like bone charging a speaker of the heavens.
So, anybody listening, do you guys feel? How do you feel about the new double feature set? Anybody even bothering to pick any up in paper, or just could care less? Because what I've been hearing, what I've been seeing is people just don't even care it exists, and I kind of feel the same.
All right, we could be stone dead right here. If our opponent casts company and hits the tree,
Or
it
just
makes
cast the tree.
squirrels. Yeah.
I was surprised that I thought they were going to ban this combo.
Okay, upkeep, gaze, set up our draw.
It reminds me of Sealy, like Saheeli Cat combo. Like it makes you play weird against the deck.
Pitch these 3. Draw this. Don't really have anything. Oh yeah, we do. We have this Elish Norn that we're gonna hit. Bing. Now. Okay, that I don't care about. Yeah, okay, it's game over.
Because even if he casts the tree, it just dies. So he
can't. Yeah, they can't combo off when Elish Norn is in play. Like I said before, early Norns in this format, especially historic best of one, are pretty backbreaking for like half to 3/4 of the decks you play against.
Oh yeah.
Against the control decks, you can play a log game and play for like Teferi and opponent goes first.
Do you run out of money control in best of one?
Sometimes you do. That's what the Teferis and the Thoughtseize is global for.
Yeah.
Thoughtseize is also an additional just discard outlet besides bone shards. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's kind of medium.
It's good to have against combo too, since there is a combo deck.
See, this is a control deck.
Yep.
And I don't. Yeah, we're gonna Thoughtseize him. Let's see. I want to see exactly what we're up against. Yep. Cast out absence to fairy in our set. Take it in our set. Not close. So now we're going to play for the ultra long game. For those of you following along at home, this game is going to take far longer than it should. Especially considering the length of time it's taking our opponent to make any moves. Oh, hey, hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
Okay, so have to play this one. Priest of Fell Rites. Pass turn. This is almost certainly going to get Fateful Absenced. Thank you. I actively wanted that. Because Priest is still uncounterable. If our opponent figures out that if they field over on us, we're going to lose a land, it's going to be a little rough.
It's really hard to figure out though without first.
Upkeep, draw step. Why did they pause during my upkeep? Interesting.
They might just have full control on and didn't skip it quick enough.
It's possible. Right now, the line is fill up the graveyard as much as possible, hit your land drops, so that when you put the Hullbreaker Horror in play, you can continually just bounce whatever spell they play.
Yeah. That's probably the best strategy against any type of control.
Against these control decks, it's really strong. Does our opponent want to cast out anything? Oh, excellent. All right, next.
Oh no. They're looking at the field.
It's going to happen.
No. Pretend
Jig is up.
Like, it feels good on the other end when you do that. Like,
All right, we're going to hope that our opponent doesn't have a 2-mana counterspell. We're going to Bone Shards this Teferi off the board.
that'd be sweet.
We're going to discard an Elish Nornty. Nope, we're going to discard an Emissary. Okay. Oh, they got something.
Well, they can cycle their cast out, so that'll pause every time.
That's true.
Probably had to wipe a tear away from their eye, though, really. There's just so many efficient planeswalker removal spells now. Like,
yeah, it's nice. Remember the olden days when there just was nothing and it was just embarrassingly bad?
Yeah, like you had to kill a planeswalker with damage. Like it was, somewhat intended to. At least I thought. But now it's
What
just...
year is it? See, now our opponent's in this situation where they have to keep leaving cast out up. Because if there's ever a point where I put this Hullbreaker Horn to play and I have 2 instants, the game will end.
Yep.
And considering our deck still has... Oh, that's perfectly fine. They tapped all their white to do that too. Narset. That's mending in response. Okay. I want to discard mending. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I want to do here? So I can priest. If we draw a land, I can priest Thoughtseize.
Yeah. Well, you can priest Thoughtseize now, right? You'll have 6 land because you have land in hand.
Well, yeah, but I have to discard 2 cards.
Oh.
I know
Yeah.
mending is one of them. I'm trying to figure out if I want to get rid of this. You know what? I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize.
Sure. Seems fine. If anything, you could just cast that other priest back on the board if you needed to.
Yep.
Thoughtseize.
It's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to end up happening. It's a fairy. Wish that land was untapped, but
Oh, there we go,
I
though.
think we're still going to Thoughtseize them. Yep. Let's just get that Teferi out of their hands.
Yeah, it seems like.
Yep. Then what do I want to do here?
Well, if you cast the priest, that kind of forces them to use cast out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I cast the priest, they have another divine purge in their hand.
Yeah, I guess they could just board wipe for 1 if they wanted to.
But yeah. Turn is going to consist of plus Narset, figure something out. Narset in the Narset. Don't care so much about this deep purge. Narset in the Narset. Okay.
Usually a pretty solid play. Censor.
Opponent has censor. So now we can. I feel like I just want to cast this priest still. Like, make them continue to answer it.
Yeah, they'll get 2 cards next turn, but censor, like their hand right now is, I don't know what the unknown is, but the other 2 aren't huge.
Censor, cast out, and then unknown.
I'm just wondering, like, what do they win with? Is this just win with Teferi? Like, no win con control?
I feel like it's most likely something like that. There's another Teferi. Plus draw. There's their win condition, Hall of the Storm Giants. So now they have mana forecast out. I can rights back the Hullbreaker Horror. As you can see, my opponent is also looking through my graveyard right now, needing to know exactly what I do. So I can rights back the Sarah's Emissary.
Yeah.
Name enchantment. And attack the Teferi. Which means I can't cast out anything.
Yeah, it doesn't seem terrible. Because their Narset can't draw them anything else. It's just sitting there now.
And I need to send both at the Teferi.
As long as they don't have another, like, one of the kill spells that gives you a clue.
I have seen quite a few cards now. Cycle Shark Typhoon. Make shark. I think that's fine. You're gonna block my priest. So now I'm going to. I'm gonna force them to play that cast out.
You can unburial rights Hullbreaker Horror here and have Faithful Mendering up, right?
Yes.
And while you'll only draw 1 card on their turn for the Narset, it'll still be.
You'll discard, so it's not really that important.
Yeah.
So if I do that, they still have cast out and Teferi.
Oh yeah, they could tuck. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but they'll have to spend both to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring back
multiple
this.
Hullbreakers in your graveyard, don't you?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I want to bring back the Emissary right here. And I want to say Planeswalker. So now, if they don't cast out on their turn, I can write the horror and then use the horror. Yeah. Okay. I feel like this game has gotten too far away from me. I might not be able to pull it out.
Well, if they just keep, I don't know.
They don't have to play any spells anymore. That's the issue with the Teferi loop, is that like at this point they no longer have to play spells or tap mana during my turn. So I have to be able to set up a line where I can
protect.
I have to be able to cast 2 instants at the same time. And I haven't seen a single otherworldly gaze, which helps with the Teferi, and I'm halfway through my deck, so there's still 4 left in here, which is kind of self-defeating at this point because I'm going to end up milling myself a lot with it. But so they absenced it. I'm 1 away from that. Yeah, let's do this. Sorry, thinking out loud.
That's usually what you do when you record.
Yeah.
Gameplay.
All right. Arena, I need to read things. Okay. Sick format. All right. We're gonna put that emissary back in play.
Planeswalker again.
Yep. Not trying to bash on our opponent by any means, but I really don't understand the appeal to playing these Magic from 12 years ago decks.
Probably playstyle preference. It is a difficult playstyle. It takes a lot of discipline to be able to play it well, and if you've taken all the time to learn it, usually you tend to.
I don't know if it takes a lot of discipline to play these decks well. It's quite literally just don't ever tap out.
Well, that's the same argument as if you play mono red, you just turn everything sideways. But we both know neither of those are true. I've seen blue-white players crush tournaments where they should have lost. I've seen them lose where they should have won. Same with mono red. Like, but the Shark Typhoon.
Okay.
Gonna be annoying. I do commend them for at least having more than one win con.
All right. I think it's now or never. So if I do this, I can then write. Or do we write? I feel like I'm walking headlong into like an Archmage's Charm because they definitely have that card in their deck.
Yeah, and they haven't cast a single one.
Yeah. So this is probably my best line. Writes the horror. If it gets countered, there really isn't much I can do. Yeah, it's getting countered. Yep. Oh, commit.
Ooh, commit.
Cool. Yeah, we're packing it in here. I'm too far behind.
Yep. There was a couple opportunities.
There really wasn't a lot of opportunities there. Possibly when I thought sees them early on and took the Narset, I should have just taken the cast out.
Yeah. Well, no, I think our plays were fine, but maybe that could have been possible. I just think opportunities where they wouldn't have drawn something perfectly, you know.
Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a good showing so far.
What, 2-2?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
I will say that I haven't missed a 7 win on this yet. All right. I'll keep again.
Shouldn't have said that because now you gotta go.
Oh, I'm certainly just going to jinx it. Super excited about the next week's cast, though. Being able to talk about new set stuff is always fun to me.
Yeah, this whole month we have some good stuff coming up. So while we're playing some games, we can run through some of that stuff. Steve, you want to tell them what we got?
Kamigawa 2.0, now with more
ninjas.
That's true. More ninjas, more equipment, giant robots.
In a world full of ninjas and robots.
They gave us Ninja Turtles, so that's kind of sweet.
That is, yes. But more specifically, we do have a full set review that we're going to record and go through, and then we're going to cover some of the SCG Philadelphia the following week, because they will have some of the new cards there for pre-release, and also just some really sweet paper magic that we haven't got to see in a while. And then we're gonna continue covering Kamigawa after that, with the set being out for a couple weeks. So I'm excited for February. I'm excited to draft too. I'm a
Yeah, that will be nice.
Little burnout on drafting Crimson.
I believe it. Wait. 59, 60. Our opponent has 67 cards in the deck, 68.
Huh. Well, it's not illegal, but it's weird.
Really weird. All right,
maybe there's a glitch in the counter and it's just showing the wrong number somehow in Arena. I don't know.
That might be true, because I think they drew. I don't know. Who knows? Riveting content. We're gonna.
You heard it here first. Arena isn't perfect.
I don't think they heard it here first.
that was the whole point.
I'd be willing to wager they definitely did not hear it here first.
Somebody might have.
All right. So
could be the first day playing Arena.
That's true. I want to draw this land.
Yeah. Yep.
So I can rights back this Hullbreaker Horror right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I think I'm gonna do is play this on blue, and I'm gonna Bone Shards their Terralas, and then set up for a Mending.
Seems fine.
On end step, and I'm gonna sacrifice a creature to do it.
I haven't seen Legion's Landing in Historic yet. I don't play a lot of best of one though.
That's fair.
Is that a card that's often played in best?
No, you don't see it very often.
Oh, okay.
Teliod. All right. You were going to show me one of my 4 Elish Norns in the top 30 cards. I would very much appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. It would be perfect timing.
I mean, no, perfect timing would have been a while ago, but
sure.
Good deck.
Hey,
so proud of you.
It was a good deck.
All right. Elish Norn, the only Praetor we are interested in seeing again. Long pause. Incoming head explosion.
Well, first you think about what cards do I have in my deck that can beat an Elish Norn.
That's true. All right, let's return this to your hand so I can draw a card. And let's get rid of it too.
Oh, he had the combo too. Next turn, he would have won up.
Yeah, he's short a this person is short a land. Glass Casket doesn't do anything against me. So
I mean, he had if he had Scurry Oak, or no, even if you drew it last turn, if you wouldn't have Elish Nord right there, he would have just comboed.
So we are setting up for instant speed rights during their turn. Rights back, Hullbreaker Horror.
That's gross. I didn't even think about that instant speed barrel.
Yep. It's kind of disgusting, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's fun.
So plus tapped. I took their Garrick so they wouldn't have the chance to play their Garrick, pump their Angel, and attack my Teferi.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I was going to ask you about that for a second, and then I just got excited about the instant speed and barrel rights.
Yeah, I really wish Teferi was worded like original 3-minute Teferi. I hate that it's nerfed in Historic so much.
But if you recall our last discussion, we thought it was okay, but I'm sure after playing with it, it still is annoying.
Oh no, nobody likes playing against Teferi, but like I just was rooting for like original print Teferi so I could have the most busted stack in Historic. Because I can guarantee you, I would snap off 4 Teferis immediately if this thing costs 3 mana. It's the perfect answer to everything in this deck for this deck.
What you got, Lucas Lash?
I'm pretty sure opponent is going to concede.
After this, I'm sure.
End step on barrel rights, Hullbreaker Horror into play. There we go. I haven't gotten to show the deck's trademark look turn 3 Elish Nord.
You played turn 3 a Hullbreaker.
Yeah, it's not as fun, man. I mean, it is, and it also isn't.
About getting greedy. So they're gonna put Gristlebrand in Historic?
No. People don't want Gristlebrand in Legacy, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, this hand is a snap keep. It's got a turn 2 priest. Slightly greedy in that you don't have the blue to be able to cast any of your spells here, but you do have a draw step. So, oh, that changes everything. We're good. Like,
what were you saying about the draw step?
Yeah, like you do have a draw step to hit a blue source, so you can like priest with empty graveyard into just the most absurd thing. Oh, goblin.
If you didn't know, if you ever need a blue source and have a draw step, you'll just get one.
All right. Do I want to run this priest headlong into a removal spell? You're right, I do.
Yep.
It is, when in doubt, always cast priest on turn 2.
Phone a friend. Call Steve. I'll tell you.
Would have liked to have had a blue X duel so I could like gaze, flashback gaze on next turn. But we're still doing fine. Upkeep. We don't have a blue, so we won't gaze. But we can set up for like bone shard something if we need to. Goblins. Huh? All right. I'm okay with that. So play as a blue source here. Yeah. So now the question is, do we lead like supplier? Or do we bone shards the battle cry goblin? Because it will get out of control. Or do we just go right?
I think rights and otherworldly gaze would be.
I think we gaze. I'm gonna otherworldly gaze first.
Okay. Help make the decision.
Yeah. Mill all those because those are all blanks. So now I can play a priest again. 2, 3. Yeah. All right, we're gonna bone shards this goblin. Discard a rites. I don't want to take the risk of just playing this priest and just falling too far behind.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I can upkeep. Can gaze to maybe find another blue source.
I guess I haven't seen red black goblins. Like what's the black for?
It's just grab like goblins would look like. So we're gonna mill these two, draw bone shards, and then end this war chief. We're just mitigating damage at this point. That's a good sign. All right. I'm just looking for. No, I want.
Blue, right?
No, because we have we have the rights on the board. So if we hit another gaze over this, we're fine.
Oh, that seems good.
All right, now we're gonna bone shards this. You're gonna have to sacrifice. Nope. All right. So we're sitting pretty right now, unless they go like land. What is that 6-drop?
Oh yeah, they got it.
What is it called? It just it took over historic for like a month and a half.
Oh, it was great. That's what I was wondering what the black was for, like, because the red where you could play the goblins made mana.
The black lets you play more goblins, lets you play Singling Lieutenant. And now this lets me Elish Norn and get rid of a Krenko.
Slingblade Lieutenant that good?
Yes, because the goblins that goes sideways, and then once the board kind of like stalls out, they can just kill you with Slinging. So now, just bring back a Hullbreaker Horror here, which I'm not opposed to doing. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take probably more damage than I'm happy with doing, but I don't think I can kill this horror. And from this point on, I'm just gonna bounce a lot of stuff. My question is, does attacking? Nah, I think I'm fine to attack here with this Elfstone. Yeah.
Muxus Goblin Granity.
Muxus, that's what it was. I'm a little ashamed that I couldn't remember the name of Muxus because I remember that card just being. I played that Goblins deck for a long time.
Oh, me too. I think I almost made Mythic with it. The Goblin Matron is just like busted too.
This is what is known in the biz as a GG because I drew a Faithful Mending. So now I can return 2 spells to their hand whenever I need to. I can gain 2 life off of it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the munitions expert seems to be the main reason to play black, and then they play a single Sling Gang Lieutenant. The munition expert's the one with flash that deals damage.
Yeah, it's the flash damage. Yeah. Should have just been Gen Palm Incinerator. Cowards, reprint Incinerator.
Cowards. Double dog.
Want them to print Goblin Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Was
oh yeah, we're at 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2. Climbing up steadily.
Mm-hmm.
As long as our deck cooperates, we're doing pretty good.
Yep.
Is this Peyote Manning?
I believe it is. Yes. He's
This hand is a keep.
The unknown Manning brother.
What do you mean unknown? I knew who it was immediately. It's obviously Peyote.
All right, the
Alright.
less talked about in the media.
We're gonna Thoughtseize our opponent to get an idea of what's going on over there.
I knew it was Peo to the media.
Once again, Heliod deck. I'm going to take this. The Wicker Wing Effigy. I've played against this card. It's relatively annoying,
Yeah. Which one?
but it lets them cast
Oh.
creatures on the top of their deck, but they all come in as birds. When you have an Elishnorn down, it's laughable, but it's just irritating because it's still just there, and they could just continually draw through their deck till they find an answer to Elishnorn. A lot of these decks play the Convoke Conclave Tribunal, the Evoke Oblivion Ring.
Huh.
So opponent's gonna play Trelasara. We're gonna Bone Shards it and put Elishnorn into play. Right. Now our opponent's deck is majority just shut off. Just depends
Yeah,
on what removal spell they have. But as it stands right now, they really can't do anything. Keep in mind, I still don't have a blue source
not
because
always
we
needed.
played into the not draw of turn 3 Elishnorn. Yeah, there it goes. I have never gotten low enough to like in the middle of my digs on or to use Priest of Fell Rites to bring back Stitcher Supplier. But it's not a line that I forget about. It's just something that you could do, but I don't know if it's a line that could result in winning a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, our opponent is Lucky Charms. Their name is actual, factual, magically delicious. Okay, I go first. Shockland, Double Faithful Mending. Against my better judgment, I'm going to keep this just because having double mending, the correct mana, and being able to pitch two of our best things to pitch, I think is strong enough.
I don't know. What 6 would be better? Like that you.
Opponent playing Hollowed Fountain. It's probably another blue-eye control deck. So we're in it for the long haul, as it were. Alright, drew a Thoughtseize. Drew another Thoughtseize. Actively pleased. We're gonna sandbag these Thoughtseizes too. Alright. Alright. So I think I want to cast one Thoughtseize now to basically clear the way and see what I'm playing against. It is another blue-eye control deck. They have mass manipulation in their deck, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was a sweet card back in standard.
Quench. I'm not worried about the enchantments so much. Narset's kind of an
Narset?
issue. I don't think I care about Quench. Yeah. Yep, I think that's fine. All right. So emissary's in the bin. So we're set. Emissary and Hullbreaker Horror in the bin. So we're setting up nicely. We just need to hit land drops at this point. All right. Why is my screen so bright? All right, we'll play Mending here out of the hand. Just to play around their Quench, pitch, Illish Norn. Yeah, we're doing good. At this point, we just have to find burial rights. Right, let's and step other Rolly Gaze instead of on those land drop possibly. Priest of All Rights might be enough too. So they can Banishing Light or Fearful Absent. So as long as we continually take our time here and continue to hit our land drops, we're fine. See, right now I could priest back the Hullbreaker Horror, but I don't have enough lands to defend it yet. But seeing as how I'm not under any pressure, I think we're fine. So they have 6. They have Banishing Light, Fateful Absent, Mass Manipulation, and Quench. That I know of. Rights. So I want them to deal with the first horror. Because I think I have both of them in my graveyard now. Okay. So let's Thoughtseize first. Counterstrike a spell. Cards in your hand that share a card type with it. So their sorceries cost 1 less. Okay, that's fine.
Which they have the mass manipulation, but that's all.
Well, yeah, but they need 4 blue plus. All right, so we're gonna. Yeah, I want to cast Rites right now. They're gonna quench it, but I don't think I care. We're gonna take Sarah's Emissary here. Good. Quench is down as well.
Yep.
That was a big hit. So get out of here.
They have to banish it. Take it.
They can take the Teferi.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Unburial Rights here. And target the Hullbreaker Horror.
Yep. Because he can otherworldly gaze.
Yep. If our opponent wants to Fateful Absence it, I don't care. Yeah. Okay.
I always think that says exile just because it looks like the.
It looks like it should exile it, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna cast a gaze here. Mill all of these until we find a reanimate spell. That was 4 lands in a row for those counting at home. So now we got blue spell. Right. Same setup as before. Now our opponent has to deal with our Hullbreaker Horror.
Two, three, four.
Vanishing Light resolves.
Yeah, because they can still mass manipulate. So
Yeah. You target this. Cast Gaze in response. Return target non-land permanent to source hand. I pick Hullbreaker Horror. Yep. Bend these. Bend these. So now we have 2 options here. We still have the horror in our graveyard. So I think we're gonna go land, shock, Priest of Fell Rites, bring back Hullbreaker Horror, and then cast Faithful Mending. If need be.
yeah, I think it's looking pretty good.
It certainly doesn't look bad. Don't care
So-
about a search for Escanta.
Like they have to try it here. No, okay.
Yep. Okay. Teferi. We're gonna bounce your search. Yeah. Bounce your search. I can return their seal away to mill myself some more.
Well, still I can't.
Tapped creature, so
Yeah,
we're
but they
not gonna
could-
do that.
no.
Yeah. Just gonna plus here.
Yeah.
And start the beat downs.
Yeah, it's pretty much in your favor, so no need to get greedy or do anything.
Yeah. Approach, huh? Resolve. For those of you wondering at home, do not return approach to your opponent's hand if you can avoid it, because it reads cast on resolution. So it's technically been cast. So all right, this game has
you just allow them to
officially
cast it the
ended.
next turn instead of
Yes. Because now I can Hullbreaker Horror in response to their next spell, and then cast a Faithful Mending and return 2 permanents if I wanted to. Resolve. Their line at this point is to try and get to their approach. Yeah, we're gonna cast this. Return their Teferi. Draw a card. Game over. Yep.
Nice.
I mean, and that typically is how your blue-white matchups play out, is that you get a Hullbreaker Horror down and then just...
Have we gone up to 6 and 2?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
We are at 6 and 2. Last match of the evening.
All right. Look at that. Had a shaky beginning there, but that was just, I think they got some nut draws.
Current statement of not hitting 7 wins is still holding. I still haven't. I've ran through, I think, and there's no exaggeration to this. I think I've ran through like 35 of these. and I've had 7 wins in every one of them. So the deck is hyper consistent. I'm gonna keep this hand too. Just when you're playing the deck, always think about what is the. It's a math game in the early turns. Like, what gives you the best odds of hitting like turn 2 rights, priest of foe rights?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're playing the numbers game entirely. Currently, our opponent is playing Wordle, and they are not prepared. Did you hear the story about the Wordle guy?
No,
So first off, do you know what Wordle is?
I do not. No.
Okay, Wordle is a daily game. It's a word game that a guy invented for his wife because she likes word puzzles. So he invented it. She plays it every day and loves it. But then he takes it. He was like, all right, well, I'll set up a website and let other people play Wordle. Does that, and it's just it's an internet hit. Everybody loves it. People play it daily. And so this website, this guy made for his wife to have fun because she likes to play these word games. Everybody plays now.
Yeah.
And he did this for fun when he came up with the game. And then the New York Times made him an offer in the low 7 figures. And he sold Wordle to the New York Times earlier this week. It's quite possibly the most wholesome story to come out of 2022 so far.
Yeah. Well, so if you look behind a lot of some of the greatest things that have come to fruition, I guess, whether it be a product, a company, a service, stuff like that, it's almost always the origin story will have something to do with the person just genuinely trying to help solve problems or help a person. It's really cool. It's no one ever, very rarely is it like, we just wanted to make money.
This is Grixis Control.
Does his wife still get to play for free? Like, is that in the deal?
Everybody plays for free. It's
Oh, it's a free game. Oh, sweet.
Yeah, you just play it online. It's just a website. It's not an app. It's just a website, so you can play once a day. It's hyper addictive, and it takes like 5 minutes a day, but it's just fun. It's a nice little puzzle game.
Oh, and you only play once a day? Like, there's not more put out?
Nope. You just once a day.
I like that.
All right. Grixis Control, holding a Thoughtseize and a Chandra and an unknown spell. I want my setup to be Hullbreaker Horror. Possibly Sarah's Emissary. Resolve. My bones. Okay, so we got all the gazes. I feel like this is just going to be play a Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah. Chandra Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'm actually willing to just put in an Elish Thorn here at this point too. Any fatty will do, but we're gonna take 2 bone shards this, discard this.
Yeah.
Set up or draw. Yep, don't care.
So you're just looking for land, right?
The opponent is definitely going to Chandra us.
Yeah.
Is going to Chandra next turn. But I don't foresee that being an issue still. We still have another otherworldly gaze to play too. Yeah, Chandra. Land does not want to play this Thoughtseize. Colligan's Command. All right, so definitely on the damage plan. I would like to find a 4th land. All right, I'll settle with just killing this Chandra. Now I have no cards in hand, but Arena says I have 7 cards in hand. sure. Yep. I'm actually considering putting the Ellis in play because the Cypher is in play now.
Clean sleeve, sweet.
Snap keep. All right. I don't want the hollowed fountain or the concealed courtyard. The pathway is fine. Going to say, got another white here. Double black, double white, double blue. Barrel rights, Elish Norn. Their hand is Thoughtseize Unknown.
Looking good.
Currently holding.
Mhm.
Hold. Opponent has whatever that card is in their hand. It is an instant. They can cast it.
Do not fire.
So keeps like stopping.
Yeah. Huh.
Sure. Okay,
That's
please
the
discard a card.
least frightening bolus I've ever seen. Just
Yeah, it's actually just a 2/2.
It's so cute.
Let's renegade again here. Emissary is a good one. All right, so I want to go to 7, bounce their bolus. Yes, because then they can't flip it. So we're gonna do this. Return. Wallbreaker Horror. Play this on blue. Attack for 4. So now if they go land and try and flip bolus, I'll respond by bouncing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can do here. I think it's pretty. I can't think of anything at least.
I think my statement about 7 wins is about to come true. Famous last words.
So you just get wrecked.
Some sort of unstoppable thing. This is it. This is what I really like about the deck, is that like you never run out of things to do because you have so many cards with flashback.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like it's almost like adventure, you know, every card does, you know, is cast twice or can be. That's why that adventure was so busted.
See, now our opponent is in the lock, as it were. Got him. 7 wins.
Wow. You know, I was sweating there when we were 2-2.
I mean, I was annoyed that I'd lost 2 in a row just because we were shooting a video and I've been talking up this deck for months to anybody that will actually listen to me talk about it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the ESPER RITES deck in a nutshell.
That's sweet. It's sweet. It's got some good gameplay to it, to where you have some decisions you get to make, and that's always fun. You're not just doing the same thing over and over. So,
I mean, you kind of are. Just get Elish Norn to play super fast.
sure, but you got, I don't know. It's still.
It's not an all-in reanimator deck. It's got a lot of play with it as far as like bone shards, Thoughtseize, and you have to ferry now. before I did, like I said, I did have a portable hole in there, but I think
Yeah.
bringing Teferi back to the game was a good idea.
Yeah.
It does allow you to, and you didn't get to see it against the Blue Control matchups, but like there are games where you just get a Teferi against those matchups, and it's pretty much just game over because they can't interact with you during your turn. So Unburial Righting is strong, and then just like plussing Teferi and getting to the point where like if they tap out to do anything, you can just get them with an Unburial Rights, and Hullbreaker Horror usually seals that game up.
Yeah, I do like that it has some play to where you're actually interacting or caring about what the opponent is doing, where the old Reanimator decks were literally just, I'm gonna do my thing.
It's not like Legacy Reanimator, which I also play, where you just go Grizzlebrand. But to be fair, that deck has a lot more discard in it now because Grief exists, and that card is sweet.
Yeah, Grief is really sweet. I think this is a fun deck in the historic format, and it's extremely different from everything I've seen. So that's why I really like it the best, I think.
It's I believe Arena is supposed to have a historic open. I think the next open is historic. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But I think I read something about a historic open coming, which would, I mean, this is my pick. I'm definitely going to play this day one, best of one for sure. And there's no convincing me otherwise to play. And I have a version that has a sideboard where you run things like Malevolent Priest or Malevolent Hermit and some other things. So it'll give you even more play against control decks, and you would board in Portable Hole to deal with other various permanents that usually cause you trouble. Most people only play Grafdigger's Cage.
Yeah. All I've seen is Grafdigger's that would affect anything. No, I think it's great.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it quite a bit, and that's my baby, as it were.
Yeah.
It's the last fun thing to do on Arena, in my opinion.
If you made it this far in the video, comment what the record was below. We might start looking if we can get more people. We were waiting to do this till later, but if we can get more people, we can get interaction, we can get conversation started and going. I'm happy to do MTG giveaways and things like that, just to help the channel be more fun, that kind of stuff.
Do you see my screen right now?
I do. That is.
I've never seen that graphic.
No, is
that 2 cards?
Yeah. Click it.
I mean, first I want the screen save.
Sure, yeah.
And then we'll click it.
Well, after that dude's deck had
Did he give me 2 of them?
Yeah. Well,
wait. No, it did.
Yeah, but one is the alchemy one.
Oh, that makes much more sense now.
So I think that is a new graphic. Kind of cool, actually, to let you know you're getting visions.
I mean, I've been playing Arena for a while. I just assumed it was bugged.
True.
But yeah, that's my deck. Any questions, comments? If you really just hate it, bring it on. Don't care.
Yeah. Interested in any deck tech to never mind, there's no boarding lists. So we don't even do you deck tech best of ones?
I mean, currently I'm doing best of ones because I enjoy the best of ones. Mm-hmm. I think as far as arena formats go, best of ones are great. But my heart lies in like actual tournament Magic. I enjoy best of threes. But if I'm gonna play arena, I only want to play best of ones. So that's just kind of where I'm at. Looking forward to talking about Kamigawa next week, and also possibly starting to discuss the decks that we're actually going to be playing in the Starseed event in Indy in mid-March, or at least like where we're at in our testing and what we're doing with that.
Yeah, that's all I got too. That is I'm excited for both of those. I have nothing really to add to this week. Like I said, it was a very slow week. So
slow week for Magic, but don't worry, we will have plenty of relevant and fun content coming up. We're gonna do our big set review, and then we'll talk about what we think is going to have the biggest impact on the various formats that it comes in.
Yeah, and we might just throw out a few random videos here, box openings, different stuff like that, just see what anybody enjoys.
Yeah, sure.
And but thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.
All right, take it easy, guys.